hello there. Stop playing whatever you're playing because it's time to play the real games, the hard-hitting games, the games that let you deal with life's real monsters, such as managing your income, meeting deadlines, maintaining customer satisfaction, solving the mystery of the polluted fountain, restoring nature to its former glory, and seducing the mayor's daughter so that you can become his son-in-law, get away with absolutely basically fucking anything in this backwater piece of shit town where they don't even know what a phone is anymore. Welcome to my time at Portia. Now look, I admit you might only be like, what? Look, I'm gonna tell you a secret that's not much of a secret, but shh. I really like, I don't even know what to technically call them. Life sims, farming sims, whatever. I enjoy them. And I enjoy them because they are relaxing as hell. They are essentially a playable form of stress putty. And after a long day of hunting monsters, well, I like to just manage my workshop, or grow some crops, or give random gifts forcibly to the local townspeople in a thinly veiled attempt to get them to like me. Now, I know what you might be initially thinking, and that's obviously, why is there 2 fans for a room this size? Well, it gets really warm in summer. Okay, now, you're probably thinking, what and why? And that's a difficult question to answer in any convincing way in a game like this without simply going, play it yourself and find out? Yeah, but that's wholly, well, lame. So, this is my room. It needs some work, but I do have a huge pot of tea, so really, what more is there to life? Alright, I'm gonna stop beating around the bush here, because this game is difficult to explain. Any game like this is difficult to explain. It's complex, it's a mouthful, and probably chiefly of all, it won't sound fun, but let's look at the gameplay loop, okay? So, you spend your time getting raw materials. The focus in this game is crafting, not farming like traditionally you might expect. It's all about the crafting, which I'm a big fan of. It's something refreshingly different. The controls aren't amazing. They're a bit stiff and janky, but they don't inhibit enjoyment that much, but the art style I do adore. Just playing a game like this from this perspective with this aesthetic, it's all cutesy and cartoony, and it's a really cool way to interact with a world like this. And just walking around the town in a like I'm there type view is really novel to me as someone who's played a lot of these games and never really experienced something like that. Stardew, which I love, obviously top-downy pixely, things like Rune Factory, which is also good, the Harvest Moon, all totally the same perspective, essentially. So this is quite novel. Either way, then, what you spend your time doing is getting raw materials. Either you go mine them, you go kill stuff and loot it, you farm it, you chop down trees, you go quarrying, you hunt for relics in a process called ruin diving with special goggles that we'll get to later, but essentially you explore the quite huge world and find stuff. You take that stuff and you process it, turning copper ore into copper bars. Your basic RuneScape theory, okay? Although it does get a lot more complex, but that's the TLDR. Then you take this process stuff, which involves waiting lots of in-game hours, but it kind of happens while you do other stuff. You never just sat in front of a machine tapping your foot going, come on, I just need one more iron bar. Oh my god, I want to die. So that's kind of cool, alright? Managing the production of the refined materials is a big deal. Then you take these refined materials and, well, you turn them into actual things, from bridges to boomboxes to lift controls. There is all sorts of various machinery and items that the townspeople would like from you, and you give it to the townspeople, whether a commission that you've taken from the guild to earn money or to progress the, air quotes, main story. It's not the most well-written thing in the world, but, it gets you from A to B, and reward for doing that is, well, lots of gold. The currency is called gold in this game. I guess all the keyboards at the company don't have a working D. Should have just called Luffy. Either way, you use that gold then to upgrade all of your shit, along with more materials to go alongside that, and then once everything is upgraded, you can find better raw materials, you can craft better processed materials, and you can craft better finished products, and the cycle repeats, with the socializing townspeople aspect and clearing dungeons and fighting, which there is a system for, feeding into all aspects of that at certain times. And look, it works, right? It sounds probably super dull. I've probably lost already half the audience, but it's undeniably compelling as we walk around. I love, by the way, that the sprinting animation just puts little white lines around the edge of your screen, like that's supposed to make you feel like you're going fast. I mean, you can't just take something inherently slow and then be like, oh my god, look at that tortoise go! Oh! It just doesn't work like that, but that's fine. You gotta make a lot of concessions in a game like this, because it really is quite ambitious for its genre. You're gonna find me saying that a lot. For its genre, everything is quite amazing. So we're in a mine at the moment, and, well, this is where you go relic diving. You can use this as just a generic source of ore, but you also have yourself a pair of goggles that you can put on that let you find little bright spots, and these let you find relics. See, the setting of this game is quite interesting. It's actually post-apocalyptic. The world had kind of our level of technology, something happened, and now it's resprung up as a more traditional fantasy setting, and things like settees and telephones are weird relics of the past that you can find and use and produce stuff with. There's a sect of people who are like, no, they're heresy, demon technology. And there's a sect of people, the scientist types, that are like, no, we must adopt the old ways and relearn to use it, because even things like engines are lost. You can only make engine-based items, like there's a car that you can craft if you find an old engine in one of these ruins. So, you know, that's kind of a neat little take on it there. But look, essentially, this game works in the same way that any kind of addicting, even mobile game goes, but without the predatory business models they like to use. It's simply purely addicting. You want to constantly set your goals to do this, so then you can do this, then you can make that, so then you can progress this, so then you can upgrade that, which lets you craft that, which lets you get this, and then you can make the lovely hoodie you've always wanted to craft. And it just keeps cycling like that, giving you little rushes of that beautiful dopamine that's like, oh, I did it, achievement, and the brain's like, yeah, achieve more. And it just works with human nature games like this, on top of being supremely just chill to put on a film, a TV series, and just slowly work through gathering, making, and talking to people. It's nice, right? I can't stress that enough. It's just relaxation, the game. And I totally, at least right now in my life, I really appreciate just an hour of this before I go to sleep. It calms me right down after a stressful day. It really, really does. There's even a skill tree, which is super neat for a game like this. You can upgrade your combat, your social stuff, or your gathering, and it all feeds back in quite nicely. I have a little bob into one of the houses. This is the mayor's house, and the daughter, Ginger, and you can actually do some interesting stuff. There's the usual talking. The voice lines are limited, let's say. The personality of these people isn't... I mean, it's good in, like, the unique scenes and cutscenes, but generic dialogue is very, very dull. You can give gifts and raise your relationship with people, becoming friends. Eventually, there's a romance system, and it's actually quite in-depth in this game, which is pretty neat if you're into that sort of thing, depending on why you play these. You can rock, paper, scissors people, which, you know, that's neat, I suppose, raises the relationship more, but there is proper stages with every townspeople. This more than any other game like this I've played, gives you really good reasons to befriend everyone, not just the person you've decided gives you the most benefits from marrying. And you can also, interestingly enough, just go up to literally anyone and go, hey mate, you wanna fucking fight? And they'll be like, yeah, I do. So you head down to the town square and have a brawl. This is the butler to the mayor, and he's for some reason level 50, so he just instantly trashes me, and then you get robbed afterwards, so it's hardcore in Portia. I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't know why that's the thing. Combat itself, then, is... I mean, it's okay. There's the group called the Survey Corps that just monitor everything, and they keep the town safe from monsters. They're essentially the military of the world. They restrict ruin diving where it might be dangerous, which is where you go get the relics, but... Yeah, I also have a current request from the doctor to gather these bamboo stalks, which will let him heal people who are sickened by the current story objective, which is solve the polluted fountain. So to do that, I have to make a lift control and then fix the lift so I can go up the mountain to the source of the spring and figure it out. And it essentially just keeps you in a direction if you feel completely lost and overwhelmed by the sheer volume of stuff that you have to do. So that's kind of nice, right? But yeah, combat, it's just spammy, right? There's not a lot of skill or nuance. You just craft the most powerful weapon you can and then just hit things repeatedly. There is a proper dungeon system with floors. You got to clear all the enemies and you can go through it. And there are bosses, there's story bosses and the bosses at the end of these dungeons, and they're okay. They have actual moves now. You can actually somewhat use skill, but even then, it's mostly just a numbers game. If you're strong enough, you're strong enough. If you're not, you're not. You slowly level up from doing everything. Once you're high enough level, you can beat a thing. It's not too in-depth. But again, I'm going to use that phrase. For this genre, having this much of a developed side to do with combat and dungeons and exploring domains where things try and murder you is really good, unprecedentedly good. There's a little bit of combat in Stardew, but it's very simple, and outside of that, I don't really know a game that has, well, I guess Room Factory is all about that, but Room Factory is a traditional RPG chiefly with a little bit of life sim tacked on, but yeah, even just stuff like having to dodge rolling boulders as you go up, it's neat for a game like this. It's really all I can say about it, and it's satisfying. It provides an extra distraction while you're waiting for things to craft on your workshop. So, there's not much else to say in this quick blast of stuff going on here, so I'm going to go to the next day and just kind of take you through it in a more live sense of what I'm doing, and yeah, I don't know. Look, I just really enjoy this game and I wanted to tell you about it, so don't judge me! So, let's actually focus on the core of the game, making these llama statues. No, you can farm, you make these planter boxes, shove the seeds in and wait for them to grow. That's essentially it. You can get animals from the local farm over there, construct barns, you can expand your land by buying these sign plots and then your fence line extends and you can have a whole array of buildings and really start to make things look pretty, but the core is this assembly station. You see, if I retrieve the current design, you can place lots of different objects. The furnace, the grinder, the civil cutter, the basic skipper, for leathery things, all the kind of tools that you need, from bridges to little cars to water to boom boxes. We get batteries. We start getting more and more complex, full-on water wheels, then some lift controls, and it starts to get really cool. And look how well it's displayed what you need to craft it, by the way. What you need, where you get it. The game's really good at not making you be like, well, guess I need to open the wiki, which is really quite a good feature with something like this that has so much going on. So let's say I want to craft myself an industrial cutter, an upgraded version of the one I already have, which I do. You get the little transparent diagram here, and let's grab these simple circuits. So that's what I'm saying, this mix of this game, the old technology with the new post-apocalyptic fantasy setting. We're crafting things with, you know, electronic circuit boards, but also iron bars. It's a nice little mix and it doesn't feel too out of place. So we place the circuits down. Well, what else does it need? 2 grinding saws. Well, I only have 1 grinding saw. That kind of sucks, but I need 10 carbon steel bars. Well, it just so happens my furnace was making carbon steel bars. That's crazy, isn't it? So if we get our carbon steel bars and shove them down, oh, look at that. We have that going for us. But to make those carbon steel bars, I had to go get the right ore from the right mine and then combine it with charcoal and then fuse it on the furnace and then wait for that to complete while making sure that it's stocked with fuel in the form of wood that I harvested from the surrounding trees. And you see how everything starts to compound as one simple task of make a thing breaks down spirals and waterfalls into a cascade of loads of little things that need you to do even loads of littler things that all eventually culminate in, yeah, I did it, I made the thing, which now lets me make more things, and so on and so forth. My array of of machinery that lets me craft various different uses. I'm still early on in the game. The metals get more and more advanced. What you can craft gets more and more. You can make yourself your weaponry, your tools, upgrade them. You can make yourself a random all sorts of odds and ends for your house, design it how you want, clothing, attire, and you just really have a lot of options here, and every machine just serves the purpose of crafting. As you slowly grow in your workshop's reputation, competency, the advanced level of it, everything gets upgraded and you start making cooler and cooler and more complex stuff until you essentially get bored. And it is addicting, it's repetitive, but it works. There's a reason these games are so hilariously popular. So I need to make a second grinding saw, as I only have one, but to do that I need bloodstones, which I don't have, which I'd find from mining. But so the data discs that you find in the mines you can send to the research center and they'll come back with new diagrams for new things, and as you get to know the townspeople, eventually they'll send you mail. And this one from Ginger, the mayor's daughter. Hello, I was not too much. Can you collect some topazes for me? Oh, well, I will definitely do that. How about that? I will 100% go and collect some topaz. Oh, it's 3 of them! That sucks, because the thing is, I've got low-key 2 of them just sat here, but now I'm going to have to go and get a third. So they are from quarrying, and what quarrying essentially means is breaking down big rocks and hoping you get what you want. It's not as exciting as it sounds, but that's the thing with these games. Everything is never as exciting as it sounds, but culminating together and experienced, it's undeniably thoroughly compelling. And it's a weird thing to try and explain. So hopefully I can break down one of these with my iron pickaxe, which is only the tier 3 pickaxe, but does let me get these big rocks. And I would like to find myself a bloody damn topaz. But look, I did get myself the bloodstones, which I need, so that's kind of convenient, isn't it? Hey, oh, did we get one here? Oh, topaz +2. Oh, yes. See that right there? That was genuine elation I just felt. And that might be coming across as that's so sad, buddy. But it just is like, yeah, now I can continue this slight bit along in these menial tasks that I'm doing. Oh yeah, because I got those bloodstones, I can now go up to here and be like, cool, so I need to craft myself a grinding saw from this resin, from trees, from iron bar, from smelting, and then there we go, I got myself a second grinding saw, so I can run over to here, and look, I can place that, I've completed it. Boom! Now I'm going to take it off of my little crafter here, and I'm going to place it down in front of the house. I think this seems like a good place for it. Yeah, that'll do nicely. Alright, now what can I craft? Ooh, I can get ironwood planks and aluminium plates. I wonder what that lets me make. It's so weirdly compelling. It really is. But there's not much else to say. I mean, if you've played this kind of game before, you know exactly what's going on. If you haven't, it's so hard to convince you to try it, other than you probably will get hopelessly addicted. We have the Commerce Guild here, which is essentially the place you register your workshop at, and where you take various jobs, you compete with your rival workshops for the #1 spot. You go to this board and look what people need and accept the commissions that interest you to make your money. It's not just putting everything in a shipping bin and waiting for it. I'm currently rank 3rd. And your rival in this game is Mr. Higgins over here, who's a right asshole. He's the only member of the town that is just a straight-up asshole. And he really likes to let you know about it. You can go in pretty much every single building. There's the range of usual shops. I mean, if I show you all the townspeople real quick, you've got quite the little array here. Now, the art style might put you off with a lot of them. There's literally just a bear. I don't know why there's literally just a bear, but There's a few that I apparently haven't met, which is weird because I swear I've talked to everyone. I have kind of shown you everything that you can do in this game, but I've only scratched the surface in properly showing off the depths that it falls to, and I really do want to stress that. Oh, we got ourselves one of the sins? We got ourselves one of the sins! Shit, Meliodas is on his way, guys! Oh, no! One of the various little scenes you can get as you progress through your relationships with all the townspeople. Hello, thanks for coming. I wanted to come visit you. Now, you might seem that as like that's a weird voice for her, but honestly, it's better than her actual voice actor. But my condition doesn't allow me to go outside too much. Oh, yeah, she's dying. I didn't want to bother you at night. It's not a problem. Here are the topazes you want them. Thank you. What do you need these for? Well, I have a lot of free time, so I do handicrafts. I can't go out and get my own materials, so I'm always depending on everyone to help. Oh, right, here's your pay. Okay, thanks. Don't worry about it if you need any help in the future. Just ask me. Ooh, let's be chivalrous. Yeah. Oh, we still got paid as well, and plus 20 relationship points. Whoa! I did it, guys. I did it. I did it. Seriously, this voice acting.
Gust is a great brother, but he's always worrying about me even though I'm not a child anymore.
It's kind of weird hearing that coming out her lifeless face. But that's totally fine. So my current main mission is to fix a lift, and the lift is around here, the Basinio lift. The map is actually quite large. You end up with a lot of different areas to explore and go ruin diving. You've got hundreds and hundreds of hours of time to sink into this game as a just nice, relaxing, before you go to sleep, perhaps, experience if you're into sort of this thing. And that's the main deal with this game and this type of game. If you're into it, you know, and if you're not, so this is the research center here that you can hand in the various data disks that you find to the worker that will unlock various other recipes for you to craft at your workshop. And you can also hand in various pieces of relics. Oh look, we could make the thinking can. Nice little statue there, the magic lamp, and if you find all of it, you can craft it together and get some cool things for your... Jesus, Merlin! You can't just walk up on someone like that! But yeah, Petra over here, you had your data disk too, and she will give you new recipes. One last thing I suppose I should show you then is just how you go about actually upgrading and expanding your workshop, because it's quite the little in-depth process. Yes, indeed. Still wonder if I'm going to regret making this video. A part of me thinks I'm totally going to regret making this video, but you know what? Damn it! I always pride myself on just covering stuff I enjoy on this channel, and damn well if I'm spending so much time in this game because it's so nice and just relaxing, then I'm gonna bloody share it around and hope that even a few more people give it a go, because it really, really does deserve it, as I go to completely the wrong building because I'm as lost in this as I am in real life. I'm kidding, of course. I'm way more lost in real life than any video game. So this is where you upgrade your workshop then, and as you can see, it's quite good. You can completely move everything around, as you can see there, rotate it, you can get your coop, your shed, your stable, you can upgrade your fences to marble if you really, really want to, upgrade your main work table, which allows it to, oh actually, I can kind of do that. Well, outside of the 10,000 goals! Oh, yeah, no, that's... Ooh. And then we actually get Fisherman's Axe, Fisherman's Pickaxe. Interesting. And some new items to craft as we unlock them. You can also upgrade your house into a much, much bigger one. And again, I've got the materials for this. You get loads of bonuses and you unlock marriage. But I don't have the 10,000 money that I need. So for now... yeah, not a lot I can do here, but it's a nice little system. It is. But yeah, I think that's a crash course in this game. I have no idea if I even slightly conveyed why it's enjoyable. There you go. Like if you did have fun with this, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. My name has been Josh. A good Why? Kind of sucks that it's been, like, overcast and dark.
Rage Gaming with the video float.
But that's all that's really relevant at the mo, but I'm still gonna leave this up so you patrons know that I love you even though the outro's no longer that kinda relevant. But the new one's being worked on and it's gonna be a truly badass song, and don't worry, I won't be doing any rapping on it. I'm gonna go now. This was shit.